This is Michelle Goldman with AOC2 Week 3 and our Event Planner app. Okay, so this is my event planner for Project Week 3. Everything went pretty well, a couple of hiccups, but all in all not too bad. View controller header file, very simple. There are button, text field, delegate for the second view, our add event action, view controller implementation file, of course importing the second view, and synthesizing the delegate, very important for everything to work. Our save method for the event string name so that we can capture that, and then displaying the second view. I was having an issue this week and last week where I couldn't get the second view to display and just kept overlooking the fact that right here in this section I had a typo. I did not have the correct name, which will kill it from working. So got that resolved and have learned that lesson. The nib file for view controller, just the put a little header at the top here called a date planner, UI text field, which takes up the majority of the screen, and also made that not editable, so if you happen to click in that area, once you have your events in there and the keyboard launches, you're not stuck in that view. And then here's our add event, which will take us to the second view. Looking at the second view nib file, just carried that name over. Our save event, close keyboard, there's the event field where you'll type in the description of the event. I put in a place to do. I did move this label up because after running on my iPad, found out that once you launched the date picker, it was actually overlapping. The label was on top of the date picker. Didn't have that problem in the SDK, but just on the iPad. So just changed it so that way I wouldn't have an issue in either place, and figure I could address that later since that was not a huge issue. Second view controller header file, our protocol for the second view delegate, and of course, required did save since we need to have that. For the second view controller, here are all of our buttons, text field, date picker, everything that we need for those components to work, to be able to hook those up and attach those in the interface builder. And then our on save, keyboard close, and date change, and then our implementation file is again synthesizing the delegate. Down here, close keyboard, so that functions. I know that there are other ways to do that, but that was the requirement for this week. And for our date change, I was having issues with getting the format of the date and time that I wanted, and I tried so many different ways I could not get it to show up the way that I wanted. So didn't fight with that. I did not see a requirement for the specific format of the date, so didn't worry about that too much. On save, so when you save it, it does alert and say error. However, it brings me back to the main screen here as opposed to bringing me back into the event. And again, since I didn't see an issue with that in the rubric and specifying that, didn't worry about it, just wanted to make sure I got everything done, met all the requirements and got everything turned in on time. And the default time zone, I added that, and then the minimum date. So let's take a look at the date planner in the SDK, in the simulator. We'll say add event and type in my first event. Close keyboard. See here the label does rise quite a bit above the date picker, but everything is functioning. Can pick a date, time, save event, and here it is. This is what I'm talking about the format. Don't like it, think it's ugly, but it's there, and although I did notice that the time is off also, so I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong there. Anyone have any help, suggestions, would love to take it. Go to add another event just to demonstrate the error, save event. There's the event, but it drops me back to the main screen. Go back to add event, put in second event, and close, pick a date, save event. Here they are, each one on its own line, but did not know how to create a space in between those event items. All in all, not too bad. Everything is functional, so I'm happy with my work.